Hi, good morning. As I have mentioned earlier, I will be putting up some content regarding those people who are coming here on a work permit or student visa or as a London immigrant. First is, before coming here, I hope you're already prepared and have research about the country Canada. Now you have to consider the poor climates that we have here. And as of now, we are on a winter season. And you might have noticed that I'm wearing a very thick jacket. I just came out from outside and it's too cold. It's -4, but feeling like it's -8 or -10. Now, first, if you're coming here in Canada, do you have a relative here? Or friends who will meet you at the airport when you arrive? Or did you arrange for the place where you stay for the first month or 2 months or 3 months? Where will you stay? Assuming your friends or relatives will take you in to stay with them, so good. Otherwise, you have to find a place, just like a cheaper hotel, while you are looking for a suitable place. And remember, you are required by the government to bring some amounts, right, or money to last you for 2 or 3 months or 4 months while you are looking for a job or looking for a place, especially if you are a student. Because I know some of those students are enrolled far away from GTA or Toronto area. Now, usually when looking for a place, they require a first month deposit and 1 month advance. Now, while tending to your enrollment, the government requires or allowed you to work part-time, maybe 20 hours a week. But it depends. If you find a job, a part-time job, that will not be in conflict with your class schedule. Now, if you are a family man with your wife and kids who go with you during the travel and arriving here, and somebody will meet you at the airport, a relative or a friend, and they will accommodate you in your house while you are looking for work, so much the better. So while looking for a job, there are companies will advertise They will put it a signboard outside the company that they are looking for jobs or workers, who are people who are looking for work. Usually it's a pickers in a big warehouse, a distribution warehouse, or whatever manufacturing companies. So that's one aspect where you can apply. Secondly, there are a lot of employment agencies. Maybe a government agencies, employment agencies, or a private employment agencies. For me before, when I arrived, I went straight to the employment agencies because sometimes there are 5, 10, 15, 20 agencies in one building alone, in a commercial building, where these employment agencies were or are concentrated. So you can apply there, maybe take 4 or 5 agencies, register there, and whoever calls first, then get it. Now, since you're a beginner here, you have no car. So normally the agencies will just find a job for you where bus is applicable or whatever near to the bus station or any station, bus station. Bus station here normally every 10 minutes. It depends on the location or the route the bus travels. So that's they will put you there. So the only option that you have is whoever comes or calls first, then just accept it. Maybe for you or for your wife. But if you have kids and they're still very young, you have to discuss it with your wife. Either find a job for you at night shift, right? Because if your kids are still very young, you're not allowed by law to leave your kids without anybody who will watch them. So, you have to discuss with your wife that you will get a night shift. This is 8 hours. Normally, the night shift will start at 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock and ends at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the morning. So, your wife can work in the morning while you will take over watching your kids or send them to school. So that's how it works out here. Well, just in case you have already, both of you or anybody of you who can get a job, try to find an apartment or any basement house that are near your work or near the school, so that you have no problem with sending your kids to school. Now, if you are staying with a friend, you have to decide within 2 months to find a place. It's not good, right? Staying with a friend or relatives in their house more than 2 months. So you have to stand with your own feet, find a place, and start from there. Now, looking for a house or apartment, you have to put a down payment of 1 month and a cash advance of 1 month. So that's 2 months. It depends on the amount they charge you for a month stay. Depends on the place and the location. If you are a student and your school is very far from GTA or the Metro Toronto area, you have to find a place near your school. Either you have to rent a room or you have a lot of funds, rent an apartment or a basement, or share your room. If you get one room, share with any other guys whom you meet at the school so that you can split the payment. You have to cook your own. Don't eat outside as much as possible. It's too expensive. Especially now that they require a big amount if you're a student. You get a student visa application, they require I think $20,000 now before you can apply. But you have to pay for your apartment, your room, your bus fare, and others. Right? We do not know if you can find a job. It depends on your schedule in class. If companies or whatever store or offices or mall will allow you to work, maybe 4 hours, 2 hours, we don't know. Second is, you have to save. If you have money already, you have work, you have to save. Don't travel yet. First month, second month, don't travel. And if you have already work, you have to open a bank account. It may be checking or savings. Now we have a lot of banks here. You can check what bank you like. Because here, most of the companies, they're sending your paycheck direct to your bank account. Second, some banks are offering credit cards. You have to get it. Normally, some banks are offering only start of $500. Just you can get a credit card. Now, credit card is needed so that you can use it, pay when you're able, partially, whatever. So you have a record of credit. If you get a car later on, you need that credit history. And the only way they will check is through your credit card history. If you are using your credit card, and you are paying your credit card on time, so you have the history. And later on, when you buy a house, it's also needed, the history of your credit, if you're paying on time or not. When you arrive, you have to get SIN. You need the SIN right away. After arrival, maybe 1 day or 2 days after, you have to go to the government agency who is in charge of the SIN. You apply there with your wife so that they will you can get, or they will give you a SIN. It is needed. So while working, if you have already worked, find out if you are happy with your work. Remember, your profession in the Philippines is not outright accepted here. You should be accredited first. If you are healthcare, a nurse, or a doctor, it takes time. You should be accredited here first, and it takes time. So grab whatever opportunity of work you can get so that you will survive. It is also important to save money. Whatever money you have in excess, save it. Start saving through RRSP, or just save some cash for emergency. At least you can start saving your own money for future use. Either you want to buy a car later on, or a house. Also, you have to get a driver license. The driver license here, we start with G1, just G2, and then G. Just like in the country, in the Philippines, for example. Start with student permit, and then non-proof, and then professional. I would advise, if you want to get a driver license, after getting the G1, by the purpose of having a driver license, even it is still a G1, is all your information will be entered there. It is like a document that you are holding. Once you present your driver license, all your information are there. So it is very important to have a driver license. Any transaction here, they need your driver license, so that they will know who you are, all the information are there. The next step for G1 is G2. If you are a long-time driver in the Philippines, or a new driver here in Canada, it's better to take a driving license. Driving license sometimes requires you to, it's a little expensive, right? 2 weeks, I think. 2 weeks of Saturday and 2 weeks of Sunday, meaning 2 days of Saturday, morning and afternoon, and then 2 days of Sundays, I think. And then there will be examinations, right? That's a classroom examination. And then I think there's 10 hours actual driving, maybe 1 hour a day, or it depends on the schedule that you can get from the driving school. They will provide the car. I think that's included already, up to 10 hours. And then you take the actual driving from the Ministry of Transportation. Now, you have to pay for the car during the actual, and you have to pay for the requested driving from the licensing agency. So you pay for the car, one hour use, and the registration to take the actual. Okay? Now, you also have to get a cell phone, because you need the cell phone when you are applying for a job, because they will call you directly if any company will accept you or call you. They will call you through your cell phone. Now, when you are getting a cell phone here, it's easy. It's not so expensive. However, if you are a beginner here, you need somebody to guarantee you. So either your friend or a family member who can guarantee you when you get a unit. Where can you apply? Where do you want to work? Normally, some of the big companies here, either wholesaling, stores, malls, warehousing, manufacturing, they are connected, or they are working in alliance with any particular employment agency, either government agency or private agency. Some big companies, maybe 20% of their workforce is from the agency. Because during rush hours or busy time, they have to hire and get temporary workers through the agency. So those employment agencies are very important. They are getting people, interviewing people, so that they can deploy them if the companies needs workers. There are even some companies before, when I was still working, right, that if you recommend somebody to the agencies, will pay you, will give you a bonus after 3 months of working that with that new guy, and then they are still working in that company, they will pay you as the placement pay. There are some. I don't know now because I already retired from work class 2022. And I don't know the status now. By the way, I work here for almost 23 years. So when I came here, I am 45 years old. So after 23 years, I think, I retired at the age of retirable age. So I'm done. I sent my kids to school. They are done. They got married. They have kids. They were able to find a good job. They have their own house now. So it's only me and my partner alone living in the house. I just retired 2022, but my partner is still working. Hopefully next year she will retire, and by then we will decide what we will do. I have pensions now, but not much. When my wife retire, pension is not much. So it is very important that when you arrive here in Canada, you have to start saving, because saving will help you if you retire. Okay. Some people here, some families just stay in the apartment. They don't want to buy a house because the house is very expensive and it costs a lot. The mortgage, the maintenance, whatever, it will eat a lot of your income from your pay. It will eat a lot. So some of those families are just renting an apartment, and their savings send it to the country, to their own country. For example, for us Filipinos, send it to the Philippines and acquire properties, or to build or maintain their old house, and then make it bigger, or buy properties, buy lands for their future. When they retire, they go back home, while some just stay on their own house. You're paying for your house, you have spent a lot, which is also good for the future, because once you retire, both of you will retire, you can either sell the house and get the equity, go back home, whatever. So it depends on the family now. Okay, the next time, my content next time will be about a continuation of this one. There's still a lot to discuss. One is how to get driver license from G2, G, and G. How to get car insurance. What companies to choose from. How to find an apartment. How to find good companies. What benefits you get from other companies that we want to work for. Okay, I got already almost 30 minutes here. And see you in my next episode. This is still part 1. We have more to discuss. If you want to know, or a follow-up question maybe, you can reach me in my Facebook account, or through my messenger. Okay, I hope this will give you a little idea, because I know some people who are supposed to come here nowadays are retracting, because maybe they thought it's very hard here. I know it's hard because of the 4 seasons that we have, especially now winter. And some bloggers, especially in Vancouver, Calgary, which is Calgary and Vancouver is almost 4 hours by plane here. They're blogging Filipinos who are homeless, addicted. So why? What happened to them? Why they became addicted and they became homeless? I will discuss that later on. This is only an insight here now, so you can prepare when you come here. It's not easy to come here. You're lucky that you have the opportunity to come here. If you come here, not for yourself, right? But for your kids, if you have kids. You can start a good future for your kids here. Why? Elementary school is free. High school is free. Health insurance is free from the government, right? You can see a doctor anytime without paying any amount. Health insurance coverage, sometimes the company will provide it. You have just to enroll. Most companies here are giving free health insurance coverage, but you have to participate a little amount. Okay, next time, if you have any question, direct it to my Facebook, or you can send a text messages or messenger to my account. Thank you. Bye-bye.